Hey everybody, this is Tony, back with another edition of Tony's Topics, and today I want to follow up on my last Amazon Relay video, which told you about the Relay app that's available for drivers. This is what the Relay access looks like for owners and carriers. So your drivers don't have access to this information. Okay, this is just for owners and drivers, and you may have access if you're the owner. I mean, you will have access to this portion of Relay as well as the driver's portion, and it could get a little confusing, but you get used to it after a while. Now, to access the carrier's or owner's Relay information, you have to use your browser, go onto the internet, and oh, that's interesting. Let's see. It's asking me to sign in. When you do become an authorized carrier for Amazon, they have you make an Amazon account. So anyway, so we're signed in here, and what I want to show you are the differences between the two apps. Okay, so open your browser, whichever one you're comfortable with, go to relay.amazon.com. You'll sign in just like I did, although I was already there. I don't know why it asked me to sign in again, maybe because I was static. And then look at the left-hand side over here. The menu bar looks a little different. For instance, you will not see a dashboard on the driver's app. Okay, here you'll see trips needing attention, your upcoming trips, your in-transit trips, and your history. You can click View in-transit trips. There's not going to be anything there. I don't have anything in transit right now. We'll just go back. So if you need to see anything here, it's just in transit. I was going to say maybe you could look at the history, but the history won't be there because I've already been paid. So the history will only show what has not been paid yet, but I've been paid for every trip up to this point, so nothing's going to show there. But if you had something in transit or upcoming, you had a load planned out, let's say for tomorrow, picking up somewhere, you would be able to click this and it'll show you your upcoming trip information. Now let's go to the right over here where it says load board. All right, so that's my domicile, and I explained the domiciles in the last video, but if you didn't see it, it simply stated that that Amazon will only allow one domicile assigned to your account. That was as of about 30 days or so ago. I had about 4 of them there. I had Las Vegas, I had Fresno, I had Salt Lake City, and I had, I believe, San Bernardino, but they decided for their internal purposes, whatever, that they were only going to assign you the terminal closest to your terminal, your home terminal. And for me, that's Salt Lake City because I'm actually based out of Cedar City, Utah. Now, the only inconvenient part of that is that I used to be able to look there and see Salt Lake City and Las Vegas and San Bernardino and Fresno and see how many loads were available, and then just simply click on it and see what those loads were. Okay, so I can't do that anymore, so now I have to okay, and you can go in here and search. So out of Salt Lake City, which is the only thing I can click on immediately without having to go through the process of the load board, is a Salt Lake City to Denver. And in case you didn't see the last one, let me just explain that to you. When you click anywhere within this area of the trip, it expands, okay, and it tells you, okay, you're picking up at SLC1 at this address. They want you there by 2045 on the 4th, and they're scheduled to depart at 2100. Then you're going to take that to DEN3 at this address in Thornton, Colorado. I've been there, easy trip. You're going to drop the trailer because I do power only. So this is, so you notice here, this is a preloaded trailer. And I'm dropping it here, but then I'm going to be empty here. Okay, and that's Denver. So we know that could be an issue, right, with the Denver area for those of you that drive the area on the west over here. Anyway, they want you there at 7:54 in the morning. And you're going to leave there at 8:24 as far as the schedule says. Now, quickly, because I went over this in the other, you may really want to take a look at that other video if you have not, okay, regarding the driver app, because it really does go into a little bit more detail. You can arrive early for this, and you can depart earlier than this. If the load's ready to go, okay, you can arrive earlier than this. Let me give you a quick example. My last load, 2 days ago, because I took the weekend off. So 2 days ago, I had a load, and I actually got a notification at midnight that my load was ready, that I wasn't supposed to pick up until 1500 the next day. That's 15 hours early, and I got a notification on my app saying, hey, this load is ready to go. But I wasn't ready to pick it up because I was taking my 10. So, but I did show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, a full 9 hours, almost 10 hours ahead of the pickup time, and I did pick that load up, and I got it on over to Fresno when I was there, I don't know, 9, 10 hours early or whatever, and they took it. Okay, that's part of an Amazon benefit, is these times are not necessarily exact. All right, they're telling you this is when they want you there and when it's going to depart, but it could be done earlier. But look at the other video for more information on that. Okay, I'm not going to really explain the load board to you. I did that on the driver's app, so reference the driver's app. I'm just showing you the difference between what the owners see and what the drivers see, and how the owners access their part. Okay, so we go back to the dashboard. So this goes load board, tells me what's going on in my domicile. Look down here, bottom left, okay, overall performance, average trailing 6 weeks. This pisses me off a little bit because that should be 100%. That was one late load that really was not late. It was an app problem and an Amazon problem, but they have not corrected it. But still, this is 98 point something percent, and it allows me certain benefits. One of the benefits it allows me is I get notifications of loads, and let me show you real quick what that might be. Let me do a Las Vegas, because I think there's some in here. See, okay, look over to the right. See all these books here? Okay, see these locks? Okay, those 3 locks right there, a lot of people can't see those loads yet. Okay, they're like, if you have above 90% in all 3 of your areas that I just showed you, then you have early access to this load and can book it. Okay, those areas that they monitor are on-time performance, tender acceptance, and app usage. Pretty much your app usage is always going to be 100% because we do everything on the app. Our arrivals, our departures, our trailer verifications, everything's done on the app. The tender acceptance is if you accept a load and then later you say, I can't take the load, that goes against you, and that would go against that particular number. Go to the right over here, and again, we're on the dashboard. Okay, look to the left over here under my name, Encore Transportation Dashboard. This is how much money I've made with Amazon so far this year. That's probably, 6 weeks worth of work, 8 weeks maybe, I'm not sure. Net balance here would be what is due to me on my next settlement with Amazon. And Amazon pays every Friday. They actually invoice on Wednesday, pay it on Thursday, and shows up in the bank on Friday is how that works. Okay, so if you ever see a net balance here, that just means that's what's coming to you on your next settlement day. All right, let's go back over here. Trips. As I said, I do not think it would show history. Yeah, there's nothing here. It won't show history because I've already been paid. It will only show you history on trips you have not been paid on yet. The load board, we've already looked at that. This is the load board for the whole Amazon operation in the U.S. There's only 287 loads right now, but that'll pick up tomorrow. And you can see here Oklahoma City, Salt Lake City, San Bernardino, Aurora, Stockton, Washington. You will go ahead and search for your loads in the area that you're interested in and then set up your load alerts. Okay, in your driver roster, Again, your drivers will not see any of this. This is the owner's access. I only have one driver. That is myself. Okay, so here I'm listed. Let's see. This shows, okay, this is my performance after driver roster. Okay, it would list all my drivers there. Performance is 98.5%. And like I said, this is what's my on-time performance. That one load that was late, that's their fault, is going against me, but it's still enough to give me the early access to the loads. Payments next. These are all my payments. Not afraid to show you. I'm not a really hard runner. I will be over the next few months, but you know, I do other stuff besides Amazon as well. So you can go through and you can download, and they actually download into an Excel spreadsheet file. All right. Your carrier account will show you your profile. It'll show you documents, meaning whatever you've uploaded to Amazon. It could be insurance, it could be your registration, so forth. Payment info is how they're paying you. So that's where your bank account information is at, and site users. So if you have a dispatcher at home, then they will you will give them separate access, and then you'll know, like, who's been in and checking out the Relay app as far as the owner side of things go. So that's just a real quick informational tutorial, I guess, on the owner's side of the app. I again would ask that you go back and look at the other Amazon video I uploaded regarding the driver's app, because that will show you a little bit more in depth of how the load board works, how the load alerts work, and so forth. There might be some other information in there that I didn't touch on here. Please hit that like button. I would really appreciate that. And click on the bell if you would like to be notified of future videos. And if you have any questions, you can direct those to Tony@encoretrucks.com. Email-wise, Tony@encoretrucks.com, or you can put a